Did you guys hear? Did you guys hear what happened to Michael Cera though? One more thing before we start. Did you guys hear what happened to Michael Cera?
No.
Well, no, he went into the studio to film Scott Pilgrim 2, which everyone's really excited to. But he fell down and his arms bent in the studio. It was a bend studio. Get it?
I thought this was a serious thing. That
No, Michael Cera doesn't do shit anymore. And this is Press Start. We're talking about Ben Studio's new IP. Ben Studios, IP, new, a string of words that might get you excited or confused. Ben did Days Gone, a game that was mixed. They helped on Tomb Raider and Marvel's Avengers. No, they didn't.
They didn't, though.
That was Eidos Montreal. They don't do much. I got them confused because they kind of remind me of the same thing because both of them don't they stick to one thing, except Ben's trying to get away from that with Days Gone. Now Days Gone isn't really getting a sequel, so it's time for a new IP. And I guess the studio, they could make a good game, maybe. Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. How did you guys enjoy Days Gone?
I have not played it yet, but I'm very interested too.
So I've caught flack for this before many times. 2019 was a weird year for games. I played Days Gone, and that for me was the one game I was like, I want more of this. I want to see what the sequel is. I want to reward the developers. I want to see more of this, especially the last half of the game is pretty damn good. It starts really slow and blah, and it just picks up steam. It's pretty solid. I really enjoy it. So I gave it my game of the year, mostly because I didn't want to give it to Death Stranding, because I thought it was too sycophantic, the community at least. So I decided to give it instead to Days Gone and just go about my day. At the time, that was not a popular decision. It was not popular to like Days Gone or to think that it was like a sleeping hit or something. Now it's seen a resurgence, huge community uproar. The PC port has done a lot to help build a new fandom for it. And it kind of has a cult following, to be honest, now. So a lot of people love the game. A lot of people are getting introduced to it actively through the PC port that's on Steam, which I'm told is pretty solid. I haven't messed with it yet, but I've been told it's pretty solid. And all told, it's pretty good. Pretty good.
Well, there you go. So pretty good.
We're not getting another one.
Yeah, we're not getting another one. Well, you never
We're
know. You never know these
Not
days. Psychonauts
soon,
2
then.
is coming, and that game was never supposed to come. God help us,
we're not-
Psychonauts 2. I'm so happy that's
We're not
happening.
getting one imminently then.
But I don't know. What do you guys think? The first thing that came to mind with Ben Studios is the reason I got him confused with Eidos Montreal is because they both kind of picked a path for a little bit. Eidos Montreal more so than Ben Studios, where they kind of just worked on a game series for a bit. You know, it was Deus Ex for Eidos Montreal, I believe. Don't quote me on that because clearly I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to these two companies because I get them confused. But it was a game called Siphon Filter back in the day for Ben Studios. That game's not coming back. But it does show that they have some interest in spy and stealth stuff. God knows if there's any of those people still at the company. But I would like to see like a spy game.
So one thing that we do know that they specified very specifically was that they are going to be building this new IP using the open world tools that they built for Days Gone. So they're specifying and making it clear this is not going to be a linear game. They're not going to do sort of an Uncharted spinoff, which was the leak by a few reputable sources recently, which was that Days Gone 2 was not happening and Sony Bend had been thrown basically at doing a spin-off for Uncharted is what people were saying. Some very reputable people who have been correct before. Now they're openly saying, no, we're working on a new IP. Uncharted is not a new IP. So I don't know if that means that that rumor was never true or if they've actually been taken off of that project to be given their own after Sony saw the huge uproar of support for Days Gone and for the studio. Regardless, we know that they're going to be using the open world tools. It's a completely new IP they're developing from scratch. So at the very least, it's going to be an open world exploration based title, which developing on the foundation laid by Days Gone, I think could be pretty cool.
I hope it's a spy game. I stand by that. I think it is very likely it'll be a spy game. In 6 years when the game comes out, I think it's going to be an open world game. You're playing as a spy. His name is like Mickey or something, and he's a part of the very vague. It's just called like the Association or something like that. It's like, you are a member of the Association, and he has to go in. He's got like no name, kind of like Hitman. But it's not like super stealth based. It's like if James Bond was like, I'm gonna try to blow up citizens too and not care as much about it.
It honestly just sounds like you're describing Hitman.
Maybe I just want more Hitman.
They will do a spy game because then they'd be going up against IOI with their James Bond project.
Make a different spy game.
Why do you want a spy game so bad?
Because they did it before. That's the only like even like speck of information we have about the studio. Maybe they're super into spies. Maybe they're just riding on a current. I wouldn't mind I want like a fun story spy game because there's really no fun story spy games out there. Oh, Splinter Cell. No, there's no like fun spy games.
What we do know though is that they've made a concerted effort recently, especially, to try and harness where they're located. So they're located in Bend, Oregon. It's a beautiful place, dry, mountainous. I mean, it basically is Days Gone. That is Bend, Oregon. Okay, so they've tried to really harness their location, the nature around them. That's what they're comfortable doing. So what I would expect them to do is not another zombie game, but not zombies. They call them freakers for some stupid reason. I never got that.
I've ever heard, yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to be like, no, we're not a zombie game. We're a freaker game.
Trying to be like a certain fellow there. I wonder who,
I don't.
Oh,
I can't read it.
They don't call it. It's The Walking Dead.
It's The Walking Dead.
They don't call them zombies in The Walking Dead TV show. They call them walkers, roamers.
Like the Z word.
Oh.
It's like they're zombies though.
They are fucking zombies. Just call them zombies. That's one thing I like about State of Decay 2 is they call them
zombies.
zombies.
Ever call them zombies in The Last of Us? I think it's always
Those are clickers. It's because it sounds silly, but if you're making a silly fun, just call them zombies sometimes. It's not so bad. The only good thing about State of Decay 2 is that the characters call zombies zombies. Everything else about that game, it's garbage. I put 40 hours of my life into it. It's shit. Have them make State of Decay. Have them make State of Decay in Oregon.
It kind of is in Oregon already. The territory is very similar. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I hope that it is just an open world exploration title. I don't think they'll go fantasy. My guess would be they'll stick to third person shooter. There's a lot of ways that they could do that. That could be interesting, but we'll just have to wait and see. They're developing something, so who knows? But for the record, we're not going to see whatever it is for years. Like, this is going to be a PS5 title. Takes 2 years at least to get everything lined up before you can even really start making the game. So my guess would be this is like a middle of the generation release.
Well, you know what?
I think earliest 2023, but that's the very earliest.
That's like we would see a trailer, I think.
Yeah.
This is the company that gave us Bubsy 3D. So
Maybe they'll do a sequel to that.
Well, no, it's
Who
a new
knows?
IP. It's a new IP.
Yeah.
But
Bubsy Unchained.
if they, it's like God of War 2018.
Now with guns.
It's just a ripped Bubsy with an axe.
God, I would hate that. Have you guys ever heard Bubsy talk, like during that game, during Bubsy 3D?
No.
I'll put a clip of
Does
it
he
in.
sound super fun?
No, he's like, what a terrific. He's like a Looney Tunes character, but he's making horrible puns the whole time, and it's constant. Like it could be a psychological horror game if they wanted it to be. Maybe that's what they'll go for. Who knows? Who knows? But we just have to bring up that these guys made a horrible, horrible thing, and they could do that again. So manage your expectations. I'll see you.
Nope.
We'll see you guys later.
Okay, bye, guys.
Smoke cigarettes.